you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Eclipse 12 Beta installation, we're happy to announce the beginning of the Open Eclipse 12 Beta. If you're interested in trying out all of Eclipse's great new features, you can follow these instructions to install Eclipse 12 today. In order to try out the Eclipse 12 Beta, there are 3 things that you need to keep in mind. First, you need to have a current technical support contract. Second, you'll need to have your license or hardware key activated for Eclipse 12. To do that, simply call us during business hours at 772-288-3266. Account Services is happy to assist you with this task. And last, you need to actually install the beta version. And that's what we're going to cover next. Currently on this computer, I have Eclipse 8, Eclipse 9, Eclipse 10, and Eclipse 11 installed already. The Eclipse 12 beta installer will give me the option to retain all of these versions. To install the Eclipse beta, you're going to need to go to eclipsecat.com and log in if you aren't already logged in. Next, go to Support, Downloads, and Eclipse. Eclipse12beta.exe is the very first file that you're able to download. You'll note that this does warn you that it requires a license upgrade. So again, please call Account Services to have your keyless license or hardware key activated in order to use Eclipse 12. However, you can complete the install without that. To begin, I'm going to click on the download, and Windows has asked me where I would like to save this file. I'm going to choose to leave it in my Downloads folder, and I'll click Save. If you're given the option to run, make sure that you choose to save the file instead. Now I'll wait for the file to continue downloading. All right, my file has completed its download, and now I can click on the file to run it, or go to the location where I saved it and double-click on the icon to run it. If Windows prompts you with a window that says User Account Control, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Make sure that you click Yes to continue. After clicking Yes to that message, if required, the install will begin. You can choose the language that you'd like to install Eclipse in and press OK. When prompted, hit Next. Agree to the license terms. Press Next once more. And changing the default install directory is typically not necessary. However, if your organization or structure requires it, this is where you can do so. For most users, changing this location is not recommended. And remember that this location refers to where the program itself is installed, not where your user files are saved. Next, you can choose what flavor of Eclipse you'd like to install. I'm going to choose Eclipse Steno. Next, you can choose which, if any, previous versions you would like to retain. Now, I already have 8, 9, 10, and 11, and I would like to keep those. And so for this beta version, I'm going to choose to retain all of those versions and click Next. For most users, when selecting a setup type, Complete is the correct answer. Next, you'll be prompted to press Install to begin the install process in earnest. I'll click Install, and it will begin. Next, I'll simply wait for this process to take place. You may be notified that this setup process requires updates to files that will require a reboot. Keep this in mind when the install is done. Press OK to acknowledge this message, and remember that when the installer is done, you will need to reboot. You may see messages in the background indicating that Python plugin files are being copied from one location to another. This is to ensure that all of your version 11 plugins continue to work in version 11. For this process, the Eclipse Legacy folder is used just as it was during the upgrade from Eclipse 10 to Eclipse 11. The installer has completed, and I'm given the option of playing the What's New video. However, for the beta, this video hasn't yet been updated. For now, I'm going to uncheck this and press Finish. And once again, I am reminded that I need to restart my computer in order to continue. And so I'm going to click Yes and reboot my computer. My computer has been freshly rebooted after completing the install, and now I have Eclipse 8, Eclipse 9, Eclipse 10, Eclipse 11, and Eclipse 12 all installed and available on my desktop. When I open Eclipse 12, all of my existing users are here, and I can choose any of them to load and begin using immediately. All of my settings have been retained, as well as all of my files and dictionaries. Everything is exactly where you expect it to be. If you open up an old version, note that your existing files will not be there. Only files that you create in the old versions will be listed in your job folders there. So if I open Eclipse 11 and go into the same user, it warns me that some of my plugins only work in Eclipse 12, and any file that I make will be saved in the Eclipse legacy folder structure. This allows you to easily keep your work separated and avoid problems with non compatible files or plugins. Again, you do need to have your license or your hardware key activated for Eclipse 12, and account services can help you do that anytime during business hours. You can install Eclipse 12 without doing so, however, you won't be able to use it until your license or hardware key has been activated. Please call account services at 772-288-3266, and they'd be happy to activate your key or hardware key for you. As always, Advantage Software offers anytime support. Our tech support staff can be reached with questions or help with the Eclipse 12 beta anytime. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days per year. Tech support can be reached at 772-288-3266. You can email us at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when we publish new content in the future. Thank you so much and have a great day.